The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. So the Lord said, I will blot out man whom I have created from the face of the land, man and animals and creeping things and birds of the heavens, for I'm sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Genesis 6, 5-8, out of the English Standard Version. Well, now I'm good and depressed. Thank you very much. So is God. Verse 6. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. In the Hebrew, it's vayit atzuv el libo. Vayit atzuv, and it made him mad, el, to libo, his heart. Vayit atzuv el libo. Can you feel the childlike language there? It made him sad to his heart. Okay, this is the God who spoke the cosmos into being. Right? He speaks and poof, a cosmos. Imagine Saturn. He's like, Saturn. Saturn! Okay? This God who speaks the cosmos into being, sees and is deeply grieved by your sin. Why? Feel it. Because it separates you from him, and you were made to be together. You need to start taking your sin much more seriously. Because look at God's reaction to it. Verse 7. I will blot out man whom I have created from the face of the land. He goes on. Man and animals and creeping things and birds of the heavens, for I am sorry that I have made them. I will blot out. 2 points from the Hebrew. Blot out in Hebrew is emache. You know what emache means? It means to strike. I will strike. Emache. This is the mighty God who spoke Saturn into being. And he sees your sin and he goes, I will strike. Think of his strength. Think of his power. Think of his arm outstretched. And it's coming to strike the wicked. I will strike from the face of the land. Okay, listen carefully in the Hebrew. Emache et ha'adam mi'al pnei ha'adama. I want you to zone in on Adam, which is the name for Adam, also the name for man. Ve'emache, and I will strike et ha'adam, the man, mi'al pnei, from off the face of ha'adama. What's the connection between Adam and Adama? Do you hear it? It's the same word. Adam min ha'adama. You know what he's saying here? He's saying, I will strike the dirt from the dirt. That's what Adama means. It means dirt. That's why Adam was called Adam, because he's from the dirt. God is saying, I will undo you from the atomic level. I will strike the dirt from the dirt. Okay, I just want to say to you, because I love you, because I'm your pastor, so I care about you and I'm concerned. In sin, you have been struck from your home, from where you were made to be. Okay, the poetry in the Hebrew is terrifying. Ve'emache et ha'adam mi'al pnei ha'adama. I will strike him from his home. Why do you feel so dislocated all the time? Because you are wicked. 2 reactions even now. No, I'm not. And in your heart you have an indignation that rises up and a resistance that presents itself and a hard-heartedness that manifests. Or you hear me say what I just said and you go, yes! Woe is me! For I am a man of unclean lips. Who will deliver me from this body of death? You go, yes, guilty. Guilty, I say, guilty. A quote from The Incredibles from my man Mark. Guilty. So friend, if you're here this morning and you're having that second reaction, now I get to turn the corner and the sermon turns positive. You might as well change your name to Noah and start building an ark. Why? Because in verse 8, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Whoa. You started feeling now. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. What is the Hebrew word for favor? It is chen, which is the root of the word chanan, which is the root of the English word for mercy. But Noah found mercy. Now here's the most important point of the sermon. I was cut to the heart by Joel Osteen this week, who was interviewed and was asked about how he preaches. And he said, look, I'm not trying to expose for you every single word in a passage of Scripture. I'm just trying to leave my people with one thought that will encourage them. And I was like, guilty. Guilty. So I was like, this is like the whole point. How come he found it? Because he was looking for it. How do I know? Genesis 6:9. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God. Noah walked with God. You think it's good? Wait till you hear it in the Hebrew. Ho, ho, ho. And Aaron and the Lukes and Dave, y'all can get ready. Because Noah walked with God in the Hebrew means this. Et ha-Elohim hitchalech. And you know what that means? It doesn't mean Noah walked with God. Ha! If I could punch you, I would. Feel this. It means to God. He was walking. Et ha-Elohim hitchalech. If the interpretation was with God he walked, it would say in the Hebrew, im ha-Elohim hitchalech. Im is the Hebrew word for with. Et is the Hebrew word for two. Noah was righteous because he was walking to God. To walk with God means to walk to God. Yes! You got to go find him. You got to go find Jesus. You got to go find the surprise. And if you do find the surprise, well then, anything is possible.